Welcome to Cobra Kai Canada. I am your host, Alir. And today with me, I have Chance Dollard, who played Rob as a Cobra Kai student. Welcome, Chance.
What's up?
So, man, are you pretty psyched on, what's going on with this whole Cobra Kai? It's gone global. Like, everybody knows about Cobra Kai, whether you're young, middle-aged, old. What are your thoughts on this?
So pretty much, I guess my thoughts on it was when I first got on the show, I wasn't really expecting it to be kind of like anything serious. So I was kind of just like, oh, another job. I need some money. Sure. And then ended up being number one on Netflix and ended up being consistent. And I was like, oh, crap, this is really happening. So, it's pretty awesome.
Exactly, man. It's crazy because, like, I remember when season 1 came on, it was on like YouTube Red, season 1 and 2. And I was like telling my friends about it. I was like, because they grew up with the Karate Kid in the '80s and everything. I was like, guys, you guys got to watch this, man. It's pretty crazy. And they're like, oh, is it on Netflix or whatever? And I was just like, it's on YouTube, but like, don't let that fool you at all, man. And they watched it, and that was it, man. Everybody got hooked and everything like that. And it's crazy because like everybody that's appeared on this show from season 1 to 4, like all those like Cobra Kai universe fans out there, man, like they know every single detail about these characters.
Yes.
And like,
holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, they'll even like, for example, the scene with in season 4 with Terry Silver, Robby, and Ralph Macchio as Daniel LaRusso. They'll be like, oh yeah, I remember the cereal box that was in the background. And I was just like, man, you guys are crazy, man. I was like, that's just an example of like detail that people get into, man. And
it's crazy because like I know when I first got on the show, like I knew about Karate Kid and all that type of stuff, but I didn't really like finish the first one. I kind of just like, I know this is like a generational movie and it's great. And then after that, I was it. So when I got on the show and I saw these people, I'm like, I don't know who you are. I don't even know I don't know Silver, who's Kreese, like who are these people?
That's crazy.
I know all the
Cobra
Kai fans will like kill me for that, but I didn't
No, that's totally fine because there's fans out there that haven't watched the Karate Kid movies, and they just strictly watch Cobra Kai, but eventually they did go back to the Karate Kid movies just to know the history and this and that. But I just wanted to ask you, what got you into acting? Like, what as an actor, like, how'd you get started?
So back in 2018, I started at a modeling agency, like acting and modeling. And first, I kind of wanted to just do that, like modeling. And then they also had acting classes, so I tried it out and ended up loving it. And I've had a trainer with me since like day one, pretty much. And I've been kind of just working with him, and he's been like teaching me how to like maneuver through the industry. And ever since then, I've just been making steps towards getting better.
That's awesome, man. So like this is like relatively new, I guess, for you.
Yeah, I'm still pretty new, but like I'm not like a baby anymore, like now I understand how to,
Sure. You know the whole process. Definitely. That's awesome, man. Did you ever have like when you were like getting into the acting like industry and whatnot, like did you have like a favorite actor or anything that kind of like influenced you on wanting to be an actor, or did you like watch a certain movie or a TV show and you're like, you know what, man, that just did it for me, I want to be an actor?
Okay, so that question is like near impossible for actors to actually answer because we watch so many movies and there's so many actors that I can be like definitely him or him.
Sure.
But I guess if I had to choose, I think Heath Ledger was like one of those actors. Him, Jake Gyllenhaal. And I don't know, because like I'll just start naming all the actors I know because it just
there's a long list. It's a long
the whole
list,
thing in
man.
general, like movies in general, was something that I kind of just loved, and I never really realized it till I got older. I was like, oh, I actually really love these movies. So once I started like full deep diving into all of them, that's when I figured I'm like, okay, I actually really like this.
Yeah, it's funny because like even me, for example, growing up with like all these movies and actors, like I can't say I have like a favorite actor and a movie because it'll just keep going, right? I'll be like,
Yeah.
for example, like I loved Back to the Future growing up as a kid. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
whole trilogy, and it helped Michael J. Fox is Canadian, so I'm a little biased there. And yeah, so you know what I mean? Like Back to the Future is one of them. If we're talking about trilogies, and like Indiana Jones, and the list goes on, right? Because the '80s
Yeah.
was like, I call it like the golden age of movies. Some people will debate me. No, maybe it wasn't, but the '80s and '90s to me was like huge. There was so many movies coming out, and like even the comedians. Like I love Jim Carrey. He's one of those guys that
Oh
I
yeah.
always
Amazing.
just loved him, man. All his movies, like Liar Liar, The Mask, and the list goes on, right? I can go
Oh
on
yeah. I
about
love all those movies. I
all
watched
these
them all as a
guys.
kid. They're just
Exactly. Yeah.
phenomenal.
So that is a tough. That you're right. Yeah, actually, come to think about it, that is a tough question. But
It is.
but
It's hard, you know.
yeah, that's true, man. But what are the things like you want to do, like besides acting, or is just acting strictly that's what you want to do, and that's what you're gonna
No.
go full throttle?
Um. Pretty much like I guess like the side goal or
Hmm.
like the main hustle that I'm grinding towards is a
Hmm.
production company. I've been
Oh,
trying to start
nice.
up, and getting money is like the main part, but I'm also taking like the steps to actually making it. Like trademarking and all that other type
Yeah,
of stuff. There's
absolutely.
the nitty gritty of the whole thing is
Sure.
what I'm trying to do now, so that way a
Okay.
couple years down the line I can start actually doing my own stuff.
Man, I respect that. That's yeah, okay. So you're actually thinking ahead. That's really good, man. One thing I always wanted to know is because like, I've never been around actors or anything like that. And I always wondered like what are like the difficulties of the acting business because it's not like smooth sailing. It can't be, right? Like it's got to be like difficulties in it. Is there
I
not?
think the main I think the main difficulty that most new actors run into is scammers because there's just so many of them. It's almost like unreal because like
Wow.
you hear about all the good agencies and stuff and like the really big ones, but
Mhm.
a lot of them aren't legit
Mhm.
and mostly what you'll find is a lot of just people trying to get your money or whatever. And they'll
Oh,
always
wow.
say like this is how
Wow.
you know it's a scam. They'll always say this is for experience.
Oh, wow.
If anyone ever tells you to do something for experience, you're gonna be
Stay
scammed
stay
because
away.
that's just the number one scam method that they just always use. Like, yeah,
Okay.
we'll give you your role after you train and you pay me $10,000 and you do this and this and that. Yeah, after you get
Wow.
the experience, that's the main hook, and
Hmm,
it's bad. So that's the main
interesting.
issue that people run into, and rejection, obviously, because you're
Mhm.
gonna get rejected. It's the film business. It's not even if you're bad or good.
Okay.
Most of the times, it's kind of just you just don't look the part. Sorry.
Wow, so that's like a red flag, and that's good, you caught it at a young age because you're there you go, you're gaining experience from something, you know what I mean? You're learning
Hmm.
as you go as well, right? And you can never learn too much, so wow, that's crazy. Wow. So, back to Cobra Kai. You've been in quite a few episodes. I've noticed you in a lot of episodes actually, and one of the episodes that I loved with you in it was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was episode 4. It was when you guys went to the drive-in to watch Bloodsport.
Uh,
Awesome movie, by the way. I love Jean Claude Van Damme. And you guys were at the drive-in, and Kyler asked Kenny, to go and get him, like popcorn, nachos, and all that stuff, right? And as Kenny went to go and grab all that stuff, he was coming back, and his hands were full, with the popcorn and nachos. And Hawk, spotted him and bumped him, and he dropped all the food under the ground.
mhm.
And Robby Keene, he spotted that from when he was sitting in the Jeep, and he came out, to confront Hawk. And the part I loved was when you guys came behind Robby, and you guys had like a standoff with the Miyagi dough. And I saw you guys were sitting there. You guys, I don't know. I got goosebumps out of that part because I am Team Cobra Kai. I
Okay,
know
smart.
me and my friend. Funny enough, because my one of my best friends, he's Team Miyagi Do, right? So it's all love in the end, right? It's all fun,
Yeah.
and I loved it because so Miyagi Do challenged you guys, and they told you guys to meet up at the baseball diamond, and you guys went down sprinklers, the water sprinklers, and I like that part with it. It was a cool part. You guys stood your ground, but no fists were like thrown.
Yeah.
Um, so that's another part I really like that you were in. And what I wanted to ask you was the All Valley tournament. What was that
Mm.
experience like? Like that must have been, the whole Carrie Underwood and the tournament itself, and like, man, you guys went full out on the All Valley.
Oh yeah, All Valley was great. We had a lot of it was like a lot of people each day, and I remember it was a lot
Yeah.
of people worrying about like them leaking stuff because it was at a school,
Oh.
so everybody was
Oh.
like, "Oh, well, it's
Okay.
Cobra Kai," and they were like taking pictures and stuff, and we were like, so
Oh
that
wow.
was that was one thing we had to worry about. But other than that, I mean, it was pretty good. Like filming wise, like it went
Mhm.
by. It was pretty solid. Like we didn't have a lot of issues and stuff like that. So yeah, it
Right.
was really fun.
Were you guys pretty psyched, with Carrie Underwood performing and that whole thing?
Um, yeah.
Hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Some people like country, some people like rap, some people like, it
Look,
is what it is.
people like that, that's cool. Me
Yeah.
personally, if you want my personal opinion, I can tell
Sure.
you after the interview.
Oh, that's awesome, man. You know, funny enough, if you watch the Karate Kid movies, I was actually expecting them like with an '80s like rock band or something
Mhm.
to come out, or You're the Best. That's what I thought they were gonna play, or expecting at least. And but it was cool overall, man. I just I thought like the All Valley tournament was the greatest, man. How long did that take for them to shoot the All Valley tournament?
I think it took about like a week and a half.
Okay, about a week and a half, eh?
I
That's
think. I
crazy.
don't know. I just remember,
Wow.
dude. I just remember every single day being on set to the point where when I
Yes.
went home and I came back, I didn't remember going home because I was on set so much that I thought it was all one big giant day. So I couldn't.
Wow.
All the days kind of blended in together. That's how. That's how much
Okay.
we were working back and forth.
Wow. So like what was like the hours put into like, filming all these like scenes and stuff? Like how long did you guys like what was an average day? Like was it 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours like
Oh,
of
a good day
filming?
was 10 hours, and an average day was like 12, 13.
Wow. I see, like that's crazy. And I heard there was like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard like some scenes, like for example, I think it was the after party that they
Mhm.
filmed at like 5 or 6 in the morning or something like that. Is this true or
I don't remember how long that day was because of how cold I was. That my brain just kind of shut off at a certain point, and I just was functioning on pure survival instincts. It was just I was just freezing the whole time. Everybody was cold, so it was
wow.
it was pretty
Wow.
crazy. It was one of my favorite nights,
I was gonna
but
ask you
not
what
because we were
was
freezing, but because I met a bunch of people. But other than that, like it was really crazy, even bad. It was so cold.
yeah, I can imagine. And I think was that somebody's actual house that you guys were filming in
Yes, that was
or
somebody's actual house. Yeah.
really? So they were
Hmm.
like cool enough to be like, "Hey guys, go crazy, do what you want to do," and that was pretty much it, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we didn't leave a mess, so it was all good.
Oh, that's.
We're professionals.
I'm sure, like people that worked like behind the scenes, right? They tied it up and everything like that.
Yeah.
I know you guys are very professional, like Cobra Kai. And speaking of behind the scenes, actually, have you like off screen? Have you got a chance to really like talk to Josh, John, and Hayden, like, and just in general, just just chat it up like normal guys do?
Um, I don't know, because they're kind of high up, so it's like you kind of have to like
Right.
pick and choose your conversations and stuff like that. Me
Sure.
personally, not
Hmm.
really, but
Okay.
I talk to a lot of people on set. I try to talk to as many people as I can if I'm not already working. You know what I mean?
That's cool, man. Yeah, like the stories I've heard with the actors and the directors, like everybody has such a great time shooting with Cobra Kai. Like everybody's
Mhm.
professional. It's like a big family. Like all I hear
Oh
is
yeah.
like nothing but great stories, man. And see, that's what I love about Cobra Kai. Like obviously I'm a fan of the show, but like the stories I hear. One name in particular, uh, Billy Zabka. Everybody says he is the nicest guy you will ever meet. Did you ever get a
Mhm.
chance to meet and
Oh
talk
yeah,
to Billy?
couple
Really?
times. Yeah, he's really nice. Like he'll like go out his way to talk to you. That's how cool he is. I was like,
That's what I
whoa, like
heard.
what?
That's
So
what I
yeah,
love.
I definitely talked to him. He's one of the coolest. I think if you look on my Instagram, I have a picture with him. So
That's awesome, man.
yeah,
And okay, now I got to talk about my two favorites in Cobra Kai:
go ahead.
Terry Silver and John Kreese. What were
They're
they
my
like?
favorite,
Yes. What were they like to
definitely.
work with?
Um, Intimidating.
Really?
They
Really?
just look intimidating, but they're like super chill. Like they're just like casual dudes. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, like yeah, you're fun like to talk to and everything. Like they're cool and you know what I mean. They're fun guys. But it was really great working with them. Like
Mhm.
I think all the experience I had with them were like just amazing. So it
That's
was
cool.
fun.
That's really cool, man. That must be like a heck of a learning experience, especially to learn off of like Thomas, and Martin Cove.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I call them legends just because to me they are legends, and they've been around the industry forever. And just the performance they put on is just spectacular, man. Especially in season 4. Like, wow.
Yeah, they're honestly like really great actors, and like to an aspect, I think it's kind of like slept on almost because
Yeah.
like uh like Thomas, he's awesome. Like oh my gosh, I was learning as I was like watching him like act, and just being on set with them, they're just really professional, awesome people.
That's awesome, man. And the fact that you got to like, deal with them and shoot with them, as a Cobra Kai, because I heard like Miyagi Do, like their crew would, they would work together mostly because they're in their dojo and Eagle Fang with theirs. So like you guys were like separated because of these, the dojo
Mhm.
that and just the fact that you guys got to work with those two guys, man, like that's something I would remember like forever, and as a learning experience as well. So like that's a blessing, man, like in my eyes, and like that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
And so like now with with COVID and everything like that, what was the situation like, with shooting Cobra Kai with COVID, like the protocols and everything, like with testing, like how did that all proceed?
Um, I mean, most sets they're kind of like straightforward with it. Just take your
Okay.
COVID test before you go to set, and then wear your mask all day,
Okay.
and then that's pretty much it. So I mean, it wasn't bad. Obviously, it was really cool. Actually, I think Cobra Kai had one of the best COVID teams I've had on
Hmm.
any set
Oh.
because the COVID team actually was really cool and really chill. Shout out to Rob. He knows who he is. Rob's a homie.
Rob, if you're listening, shout out to Rob, man.
Yeah. He's one
And
of the COVID instructors. He was great.
that's awesome. See, like I see, that's the thing. I expect nothing less with Cobra Kai. Very professional, and these like from what you're telling me, that's the same thing I heard. You guys are the whole staff is just like professional as it gets, man. You can't get any better than that,
Mhm.
and that's awesome, man. Now, like as far as like testing, did you guys have to test like every like couple days or every day? How did that work out?
We always test a day before filming,
Okay.
so they usually give us a heads up, and then whenever we're filming, we just go test.
Oh, wow, interesting. Okay, yeah, I always wondered how that would work. Now, did you guys have any, without mentioning names or anything, was there any like COVID cases, and like maybe you guys, if there was, or did you guys have to like shut down? How did that kind of work if that
No, I
happened?
think we dodged the bullet with Cobra Kai because we didn't
Awesome.
have any like big COVID cases. I mean, I think somebody had it at one point, but
Hmm.
Nobody else did, so it was like
Okay.
they were like by themselves or whatever. So it's all
Okay.
good.
Yeah, like isolating and whatnot, or
Hmm.
quarantining or whatever. Yeah, that's crazy, man. And now, what was your experience like when you like auditioned for Cobra Kai? What was that like?
I actually did an audition. I just
Oh,
went on Facebook and they had a casting call for it, and I just went, and then they called me back. Well, they asked me to come back the next day, and that's how I stayed on the show.
oh, so I didn't know that. I just assumed because the popularity of Cobra Kai now, like everybody wants to be in Cobra Kai. Like my friend would like audition for Cobra Kai. Like it's crazy. Like even my like little cousins and stuff, they're like, "Oh, I want to be in Cobra Kai. I want to be in Cobra Kai. Like, where can I audition?" I'm just like, "Wow," because I'm thinking now because of the popularity of the show, and we're not just talking about like Canada and the U.S. We're talking like global. We're talking Europe, and Africa,
Hmm.
and Asia. Our friends down south in Australia, and it's crazy. Like everybody knows about Cobra Kai now, and it's and you know when they see you guys, it's they just know you like right off the bat. Like, hey, it was funny because I was it was a couple days ago or something like that. I was on Instagram and Courtney plays Amanda Larusso. I guess she
Hmm.
was with her kids or something like that, and she was wearing I don't know if it was just a hat or like a toque or something like that, but apparently
Hmm.
she was saying apparently like she got stopped by like a mother and she approached Courtney and she was like, "Hey, weren't you the mom on Cobra Kai and stuff like that?" And it just shows you even people that like somewhat know the show or just maybe just watched a few episodes, they know you guys. Like that's
Hmm.
crazy. That's it was crazy, man.
Yeah,
So like
for sure. It is definitely insane. I've had a lot of I have a lot of like messages on IG, just kind of like just random people just like bombing me with like questions and stuff like that, and I'm like, hey, what's up?
that's so cool, man. Have you ever like got stopped in public and be like, "Hey, man, I saw you in Cobra Kai."
I got recognized like a couple of times, but like
Yeah.
no one ever like stopped me or anything like that. You know, if it like we're having like a conversation or whatever, and they'd be like, "You look familiar," and I'll just tell them like, "Yeah, have you seen Cobra Kai?" They're like, pretty much, yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy, man. So what I wanted to ask you as well is, did you have any martial arts experience prior to like joining Cobra Kai?
I have a little bit, but it was like way back old experience and stuff. I'm actually
Okay.
training now
Hmm.
just to have like some more like experience stuff like that to kind of like be familiar with everything like karate wise and stuff, and it's just good for the resume.
Absolutely, man. And do they must have like professional like karate instructors with you guys? Is
Oh
that
yeah,
right? Yeah, that's
yeah. The
crazy,
stunt
man.
team, they're great. Best stunt team I got to work with.
That's awesome. So you got to work with them as well. So that there you go. So you're getting like experience like on set and offset as well. So
Hmm.
so that's pretty good. But you were correct me if I'm wrong, but you were quite an athlete, right? In high school. I think you did a little football and track and
Yeah,
field. I did my homework on you. Yeah, man.
yeah. I did. I played football and I ran track, and I did wrestling too. I kind of just did like a little bit of everything just to like know stuff, and
Hmm.
I still like to stay in shape. I still work
Absolutely.
out.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that, man. Health is number
Hmm.
one, as I say. But yeah, so that's cool. So you got like yeah, a little athletic background, right? So because I noticed couple like the actors that joined Cobra Kai and some of them, you know, they had no like, you know, karate experience or whatever, and they just kind of learned on set and gained experience from that. And some just like you probably offset as well, right? So
Hmm.
so yeah. So who would you say like what was like kind of like your like funny experience? Is it anything like crazy happen with the fellow? You don't have to name
There's a
names,
lot.
but okay, like I gotta hear at least one, man. Come
Okay.
on.
I'll just tell you one because I'll go on all day about it. But basically, funny enough,
Yeah,
in the
I got
drive-in
all day.
scene, in the
Yeah.
drive-in scene, I was
Okay.
talking to Chris, and
Okay.
I just kept on bombing him with like really dumb hypothetical situations. This is like one of the first couple of times that we actually got to like really like connect and everything. So it
Chris
was like
as
me,
in Big
Chris,
Red
and
Chris
Austin.
or
Yeah, Big Red
oh,
Chris.
okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does seem like a funny guy.
He is, but like this is like but like he won't like talk much unless it's like he like needs to or whatever. So we were freezing cold and we were sitting in the car and I just was bored, so I was like, "Hey, Chris," like I just asked him like a bunch of stupid stuff, like what would you do if like I died or like this happened or that, and he was
Yeah.
just like after like we were done. He was like, dude, my brain's like smooth now. Like I'm done. Like I can't do this anymore. I just like killed him with hypotheticals. That was like one of the funniest nights, the driving scene.
Oh yeah, I can imagine, man, because you guys are like together, not 24/7, but like, majority of the time you guys are, as they say, like you guys are in the bubble together. So you
Yeah.
guys, you meet new people and new friends and whatever, you guys become like family. So like these are experiences like, I'd love to have, you know what I mean, especially with like fellow cast members and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, they're fun.
yeah, it's cool because even like Offset now, you guys, I'm assuming you guys still keep in touch and
Mhm.
whatnot, whether it's like social media and everything. That's pretty cool. And so like most of the shooting they do with Cobra Kai is in Atlanta, from what I know, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool, man. And so like besides like, these funny stories and stuff like that, who do you think you like connected with the most? Like on set? Did you connect with somebody because like for example like in school like you have like one of your best friends, you always just hung out with your best friend or something like that, and was it kind of like that in like set that you had just like this one particular person you were like always hanging out with? You guys were just like, you guys are boys, you guys did everything, laugh together,
Um, like
goof.
when I first got there, like season three, we kind of
Okay,
just did our own thing. It was kind of just all business type stuff.
sure.
And like season four, really kind of just the whole group. I can't really say anyone in
There
particular. Like
wasn't one
everyone in
particular.
particular, of course, I hung out with and
Sure.
everything. But
Hmm.
like the people I hung out with the most with was like Gianna and Phoebe, definitely, because
Yes,
they're
Phoebe,
just the
Charlotte,
homies.
yep.
They're always around. I always hang out with them. You always see me. We're always like in
Yes,
Atlanta doing something or whatever.
that's awesome.
But
Yes,
I love them all. They're all great.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man. And I'm glad that you're having a great time, shooting on set, man. Because like I'm sure you got like tons of stories, like to tell and remember, obviously, and like that's what counts at the end of the day, right? Like you guys are all
Yeah.
having fun and you love what you're doing is pretty much what I'm trying to get to, right? So
Yes, definitely.
and
Because some of these night shoots are not fun. But I'll tell you right now, I'm like, if I didn't like my job, I wouldn't be doing it. But I do like my job, and I will continue to do it.
that's awesome, man. And Chance, I really, really appreciate you coming on. It was definitely a pleasure talking to you, and I definitely hope you come for like a future interview just to kind of see, where you're at, what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It was great just being able to come out and talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're amazing host. I'll make sure to tell the homies about you and everything.
I really, really appreciate it, man. So what's Chance up to these days now that you're like when you're not shooting Cobra Kai?
Um, well, I just like to get to pretty much whatever work I can.
Okay,
I'm currently working on another show, and
awesome.
I'm just kind of like looking for work to build up my resume.
That's awesome, man. So you're keeping pretty like productive and
Yeah,
whatnot. That's awesome, man. But yeah, Chance, once again, thank you so much for coming on here, man. It was actually a joy talking to you. And like I said, I hope you come back again.
yeah, no problem, homie. And whenever I come to Canada, I'm hitting you up. All right.
Yes, yes. For people that are tuning in, watching, me and Chance, we kind of got like some plans going on. He's into extreme sports. I'm into extreme sports. So we'll see, how that goes, man. But you're more than welcome to come here, man. I would love to have you
That
here.
awesome.
Thanks. Anyways, Chance, thanks a lot once again. And enjoy your day, man.
Hey, you too, bro. It was good
All
talking
right,
to you.
man. Thank you.